Hey guys, welcome to the Jett Show. Today we have one of my favorite comedians out there, man. This guy is hot. He's been everywhere. Comedy Central, HBO, improv, all over the world, man. He's doing a tour right now where he's in every city, every state, everywhere, man. This guy doesn't stop. He's funny. He's hysterical. And you guys are going to love him. Please, let's welcome Mr. Joe Hill.
What up, what up?
What's up, bro?
Georgie. What up,
Man,
baby?
love to see you here, bro.
Thank you, man. Thanks for having me.
Man, you are touring everywhere.
I know.
Everywhere. Where are you up this week? Where are you going?
I'm on the couch this week. No, I'm playing. I am. First of all, shout out to everybody watching right now. People on Facebook, tapping in. Shout out to George. This is my guy, so I'm glad to come on here. So I had to get that out the way. I'm good, man. I'm in California. I'm in Ukiah, California on Thursday. And then next Thursday, I'll be at Tommy T's, which is in Pleasanton, California. So I'm on the West Coast for the next 2 weeks. And then I'm back to the East.
Wow. Well, I'm
Living the
glad,
dream.
man. I'm glad. You got to come back to Miami. We got to talk about getting you on the Ricky Smiley show.
Yes.
Engineer for him when he's down here
Yes,
in
that'd be
town. But I definitely want to bring you in. I mean, like sit with him and just do your comedy stuff.
I appreciate that. Ricky Smiley's the OG too, man. That'll be what's up.
Yeah. Hey, so tell me, man, what's bothering you in about all this comedy stuff? What bothers you about comedy?
Oh, we starting off. Okay.
I'm hitting you straight on, bro.
What is bothering me about comedy?
Yeah.
I've been doing comedy for, doesn't seem like it. It's really not a lot. 16 years, telling jokes, producing shows, and something I've seen a lot lately is, and some producers do this, some don't. It's not all, but providing platforms where comedians have to pay to get stage time. Now, I'm all for the mechanics and the logistics that go behind producing the show, but it's hard enough getting stage time as it is. So, to the newer comics that a lot of them don't have real day jobs like that anyway. You know what I'm saying? That's ramen noodle money.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So to ask a comedian to pay for an open mic is something that bothers me. But that's just me personally. It's not a deal breaker. I totally understand in a lot of cases why they do that. So it's not that, but in some cases, a comedian should not have to pay to perform.
I agree.
That's just my
I
so.
agree. Yeah, you are the talent. There's no reason for that to happen. Let me ask you this: why do so many comics just tear each other apart in social media? What's going on with that?
Mm, that's two. You two for two. That's two questions.
Yeah, man. Hey, listen. We got the clients now. They're watching. We want to get to
Um,
those hard questions right away.
I'm gonna say this. I think a lot of times there's a lot of jealousy, a lot of envy, and just instead of supporting, it turns that whole like, this is what he doing now. So I'm hating, and what happens is the hate fuels more energy. What happens is it just explodes sometimes, and it comes out when something happens to that comedian, and they start to tear each other down. Or it's just if one person is saying one thing, everybody jumps on it. So I don't know exactly why, but it is a question. Why don't we just be more in conjunction with each other and have that camaraderie? Because it's almost like you got to be quiet and be a sniper when you're doing stuff, which is best. But you can't really tell everybody everything. You know what I'm saying? Because some people envy that, and you know what I'm saying, and that comes back to backfire. So yeah, it's just a lot of envy and jealousy in the game in general.
Yeah, I agree with you on
It's fucked
that.
up, but I'm just saying. It's the truth.
On that note, I gotta ask you something. What's going
Here
on with
we go.
Kanye West? Is he crazy or acting crazy?
I'm gonna be honest. I emailed Kanye. I'm waiting for him to email me back because we got to talk. As a man, he's moving in a way that I don't technically agree with, or per se, however you want to word that. I don't really agree with his moves. Um, it seems controlling. And again, I'm not there. I'm not a mediator. Respect to Kim and Pete and all that. But it just seems like that eighth grade boy that got his heart broken or whatever he feels, and he's just waiting outside looking for a fight now. Now he's just trying to fight everybody in the eighth grade right now. So
Right.
it just feels like you need to sit down. That's really what it is. Just be a father. Make sure you're doing your part, and that's it. Like, I think he should move on, but it's one of them things. It seems like he regrets it even more now that it's officially over. See, a lot of times men, they don't appreciate the woman when they're there. You know what I'm saying? That's, I mean, even when I was younger, I've had that mistake when I was in my younger days. You're just going, but now as you older, it's like you have to appreciate your woman in a certain way. And it seems like the simple things is what Pete is doing. Pete is the backup quarterback. I'm gonna be honest. Pete is the dude that's been sitting on the sideline. He's been watching your girl. He's been like, okay, as soon as I get a chance,
I'm in.
and look, and she's sitting there like, she's got her assistant coaches. You know who the assistant coaches are, George, in her ear. Those are the friends. Those are the single friends. You
Right.
should leave Kanye. You should leave Kanye. If he fuck
Mm.
up, bring the backup in, and the backup is like, I'm ready, I've been working out, you know what I'm saying? And Pete is the backup, and he's just been doing the simple things, taking her out, showing her that attention that she needs, and he's killing first
Right.
down everything. It's like he might take her straight to the bowl, you know what I'm saying,
Wow.
where they want to be. So
Yeah.
he's just the backup quarterback, and the starters, you got to get your shit together.
Right. Yeah, yeah, you do. You do. I don't know, man. I thought he was doing it more for publicity, but it seems like that's him. That's his
Oh yeah,
natural state.
he definitely is a manipulator. I mean, just from how he's moved over the years, over the last decade. So
Right.
I don't trust him. So I mean, but again,
I don't
but
either. I
again,
don't either.
I ain't making no music. I don't need a beat from him. I ain't
It
trying to
doesn't
get on
matter.
down the
Right.
two. I don't give a
Right.
shit. I don't give. Yeah.
Yeah, we're just
So
weighing in. That's all. All
just
right,
weighing
man.
in.
I got another one for you, man. What's going on
I'm
with the
with it.
halftime show? Tell me about those halftime Super Bowl
Oh my
halftime
God.
show 2022.
You know, by far one of the best shows since the Coldplay, Beyonce, Bruno Mars. Because I had that one up there, but this one. The culture was there, the hip hop, man, the ties with Dr. Dre, Mary J, 50 Cent, Eminem, Snoop. It was like a great smoothie. It was just perfect. It was just until 50 Cent came down upside down, looking like Tom out, looking
What?
like a London broil out here, hanging from the freezer section of Pathmark. Like, what are you doing?
Oh
But
man.
again, we knew what he was doing. He was trying to, recreate, what he did in his earlier video. So I get it, but
Right.
his blood pressure around his neck was minus 20. So I was just like, we need to get him, we need to get him situated. And he was ready to get down. He was ready to like, thank you. I couldn't wait for this, but no, very good halftime show. Very good halftime show, and yeah, it was cool. It was cool to see Eminem and Snoop up there. So that was what's
Yeah.
up.
I personally think Dr. Dre's kind of like trying to look like me a little bit.
I can,
You see it?
George. Yeah,
Yeah, a little bit, right? Yeah, a little
yeah,
bit,
he
maybe.
was.
Yeah.
Yeah, going bald and everything.
Yeah, right. I don't have his money though.
Oh yeah, but we know that. We know that, George.
You know
You
that
know what I'm
already?
saying? Listen, you're on a podcast with me, so we good. You know what
Oh,
I'm saying?
okay, okay. I just want to make sure. Oh man. Hey,
You stupid.
hey, you fly Spirit Airlines, right? You ever? I know you do.
Okay, let's just clear that up.
You have in the past.
I have now. In the past, I'm doing all right for myself to where I don't have to fly Spirit. I'm still in the back of the plane, the economy, but just I'm not on the Spirit. But yeah, I have in the past.
If
I
you
have.
had to, I mean, if you have to take it because whatever your other
Mm.
jet plane is not available.
Okay.
Okay, what's going on with the
If I
fights
had
there,
to,
man?
if I had to take Spirit, I'll probably take Amtrak. Like I probably do connecting trains. I mean, Spirit, you gotta it's a standby the whole flight. You gotta stand up the whole, and feed the pilot. You're like, you know what? I'm not doing all this shit. For $17, I will take the train. But no,
Yeah.
the flights are good. I one thing I will say on a serious note, if you're a comedian watching, invest in all of these memberships with all these airlines. Like it's so smart to stack those miles. Even if somebody pays for your flight, you still get your number, you get them your number and you get the miles because sooner or later you just gonna be have the buku miles and you can use it. You never know
Anywhere
when
you
you
want.
gotta get somewhere. You never know when I'm gonna get a call to go do a flight. And I mean, a call to do a show and I need a flight right away, like boom. So I think it's smart, but I fly, yo, bro, this is a serious stat. This is
Yeah.
a perfect segue for this. In the last 2.5 years, because I started touring on my solo and featuring here and there since the end of 2019. I've probably gotten on over 100 flights in the
Wow.
last 2.5 years. Now that doesn't sound like a lot, maybe, or maybe it does. But when you factor in connecting flights, overnight flights, the quick turnaround, going here for a weekend and coming back, for almost 2.5 years, I've counted. I'm up to about 108 flights.
Yeah, it adds up. Definitely adds up.
That's a lot of flights, man.
It sure is. Oh man. Uh Hold on. I was trying to look and see the chat. I can't load up the chat room.
Shout out to anybody tapping in. Let me make sure I shared it. Okay, it's shared.
Yeah, I can't load in the chat room the way we went live today, so I won't be able to
It's
pop up
it
any questions.
For what it's worth. It does says live video is still starting, so it probably isn't loaded. We'll see.
No, it is. I'm watching it
Okay.
here on the bottom, so it's definitely
Okay.
on. Yeah, it's definitely on.
Yeah.
Let's see what else we can ask you.
Happy Black History Month. Let me just say that as a comedian, as a black man in this country, it feels good to be able to take the laughter to the people. Particularly this month. You know what I'm saying? I know we only get 28 days, so you got to make the most of it. But yeah, it's Black History Month all year round. But significantly, this is our month to get the highlight. So shout out to all the black comedians, all the black producers, all the black headliners that booked me, the black club owners, all that. Happy Black History Month.
So what do you enjoy doing when you're not doing stand up?
Oh man, that's a good one because I try to do something or things that have nothing to do with what I do on a normal basis. So something as simple as on the couch playing Madden, like
Oh, yeah.
watching a movie
As
with
you
the baby. You know what I'm saying? Like something that is totally different. I don't have to think about something like, working or getting in touch with anybody, just the simple things. Being
Right.
at home, spending time with family, being like, I'm a cancer, so I'm a homebody. So, like, simple things. Playing a video game because that takes my mind off from what I got to do. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? I could just live vicariously through that because I know once that time is up, it's back to the hustle. So, yeah, just doing nothing, to
Doing
be
nothing.
honest.
That's what I do. I just lay back. Just
Get a
lay back,
drink,
relax, drink up. By the way,
relax.
cheers. Cheers.
Cheers. I got some
Cheers.
rum. Shout out to my guy, cousin Paul. He's got this amazing glass. If you look, you see the glasses with the nose and the teeth. But if you turn the glass counterclockwise, it says, let me get it right. It says
Be
BU.
you. I like it.
So
I
I want to
like
make sure
that.
I tag him on there. It's under that. But yeah, cheers.
I like it. Yeah, cheers. Hmm. What have you learned? What have you learned the most since touring for the last 2 years?
You know, I think for me the biggest thing I've learned, when you something it's something to taking your laughter to the people. I heard a quote online. It was slowly is the fastest way to get where you're trying to go, and I think I really understand what that means because what I'm doing is pretty much going to these unpopular places, some popular, some unpopular, for the last 2.5 years, and now I'm on my third and fourth trips around laps to where now people remember me from first trip, second trip, and what have you. And I think when you take your laughs to the people, you really get a better understanding and perspective of what comedy is. I'm performing in front of different crowds, different states, different demographics, white, black, you name it, any color, and you have to be on. There's a
Right.
switch. There's literally a switch. It's not like you can just get up there and riff every night for 2.5 years and do 45 minutes to an hour. No, you have to. It's thoughtful. It's a method to the madness. But taking the laughter to the people has been something I appreciate because this is something that, I'll look on the calendar and my name will be here and Bill Bellamy will be under me. So I know I'm doing something right when I'm on the same calendar as the comedians that I look up to and that we watched as youngins. So it's been a journey. I'm learning that the journey is slow and it's building the audience. And it's been cool, man. I love getting into a city, hitting the pavement, meeting the people, and then, touching the people after because you're going to come back again. So you want to make an impression each and every time you get on stage. And also, the last thing I think is not wasting an opportunity. Like
Right.
nothing is promised. I wasn't getting booked this much before the pandemic. Not saying I wasn't getting work or getting booked, but I mean, clubs is calling me for weekends now. You get it consistently. You know what I'm saying? As you can see on my tour dates, I'm all over the nation.
You're
So
overwhere, yeah.
I'm not, what's the slogan? If you're waiting for me to drop the ball, I'm
Right.
not.
Right. Right.
I am not. I am gonna be ahead of this, if anything.
So
So,
this 2 year tour that you're on, is it going to stop
mhm.
in 2 years? Are you going to
No,
continue? No, you're going to just keep on going.
I think right now, I think a tour is something that is continuous. I don't want it to be a situation where I'm just, unless I'm filming something, a bigger project, or I'm doing something with television. I think I can continuously create a tour
Right.
um, all year round.
Right.
Listen, some of the greats do it. If shout out to Bruce. Bruce, I got to work with him. He's a legend, a king of comedy. Even though he wasn't in that king of comedy, Bruce is a legend. I got to hang out with him in Seattle and open up for him for a weekend. Seattle Tacoma Comedy Club, actually, and I said, how do you like? I look at your calendar and you book for the whole year. You already working on the next year. Like, what is that?
Yeah.
And one thing he said to me was relationships.
Right.
You give me that date, I've already worked with you. And he says, I'm talking about second and thirds. He's on 40th and 41st time around. So
Right.
it's
Of
it's
course. Right.
residual. It's
Right.
residual at this
Right.
point. But I look at
But
that,
but
you know,
you are very funny and you are very creative when you do your stand up. I've only watched you once, but I do follow you on Instagram and social media, and I love your work. You're just great. And
thank you.
you working that much, I mean, everywhere in every city, that's to me is impressive. And you're up and you're gonna continue going up because that's
Hmm.
there's no way for you to go down. You're really that
Right.
good. Let me ask you something. What is your favorite city to work in? Like
Mm.
what city really fires you up? Like you can't wait to get
Well, I
there.
gotta give you three.
Okay.
No, let me give you five because it's
Five.
50 something states. Let me give you my
I
top
I
five right
know,
now.
I know.
No order,
No
because I don't
order.
want to do that. Because I don't want another city feeling some type of way, and I need you to buy tickets at some point.
That's right.
Cleveland.
Cleveland.
Cleveland, Ohio. I did a weekend with Alicia Cooper. Every show was sold out. We did four amazing shows at the Cleveland Improv. Fire energy. I'm not saying that because it was Alicia Cooper. Look her up. She's amazing. She's a great comedian and writer. It's just that city, the
That
energy.
city is just hot.
It's just hot. When it's hot, it's hot. And I'm talking, I did 30 minutes in front of each show. And it is just like, whoo, it
Yeah.
didn't even feel like 30. That's how good. Cleveland is one. New York, come on, that's hometown. New York, whether it's Caroline's, Broadway Comedy Club, which I'm gonna be at the end of the month headlining. New York City, just that's home cooking. That's like, that's you already know where to put the ball out on the rim or how to, run a route. You know what I'm saying? And that's your
Right.
home ground. So Cleveland, New York, Miami. Miami has a different vibe. George. Miami comes with a lot. You can't just go to Miami for a show. You have to come early and stay late in Miami, just because there's so many connections.
That's
It's
right.
so many shows. Last time I was there in September headlining the Improv. Shout out to Cisco and everybody. Shout out to Ivan, Cafecito and Tattoos. You saw it. It's an energy. We were doing the bare knuckle events. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? I'm going to Hollywood to go do a show. I'm going to Fort Lauderdale, and then I'm ending it in Miami. That's the
Yeah.
so like it's a you have to have the time to really soak it up. But New York, Cleveland, Miami is one, because of course Miami weather is fucking amazing. Um, Oakland.
Oakland.
I'm getting ready to shoot my special in July outside
Okay.
by the water, and West Coast energy is just different. When you're talking, the people, the art form, you know, the people the support for arts in general, for comedy out here is just different from New York. Not in a bad way, just different.
Right.
Any comedian that knows or performs in the Bay or the West Coast, you know what I mean. So we got Cleveland, New York, Miami, the Bay Area, Oakland, to be specific, Oakland.
Oakland.
Um, and last but not least,
ATL.
Colorado. Nah,
What?
ATL is. I
Wait,
give.
wait,
Listen,
wait.
listen,
What?
listen.
Colorado?
Hold on. Colorado Springs, to be specific. You're asking me which city. Atlanta is an honorable mention. I'm not gonna throw no shade on Atlanta,
Right.
but Atlanta's a certain style of comedy. I'm talking you can do a little bit of everything in the Colorado Springs, which is a small city, but they come out and show love too. Like I'm talking
Is it
all.
is it
So
because of the 420?
yeah, I would think so. You know what I'm
you
saying?
think that might add a little bit?
But you know what? I'm gonna put Atlanta in there just because
Yeah.
I've had more trips in Atlanta and I've had a lot of success in Atlanta. And I don't want Atlanta to feel any type of way,
Right.
because
Right.
Atlanta is popping.
These are
Shout out
your
to K Dub.
favorites. You like them
These
all.
these are my
Yeah.
favorites. But I like them all, man.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
said it.
Yeah. Of course. Of course. Yeah. I'm not gonna ask you which one you hate, so don't worry about that.
I will let you know right now. No.
But I am going to put you on the spot, though. I
All
throw
right,
you a
go
curveball right now. What's
ahead.
going on with this Joe Rogan and racist comments, weighing in on racist comments?
You know, he made some comments. He's not perfect. Um, I'm not in any way justifying anything he said. I
Yeah,
think what he said was whack. I think there's no place for that in the culture at all. Him being somebody that has a major platform, um, that was just, come on, bro. And,
yeah,
and, and I hear a lot of people, the context of it and how he said it and how he was going to,
right.
come on, bro. You could have stayed far away from that. So
Yeah,
I'm not going to throw him, cut his head off, because everybody deserves a second chance. And it's what you do after that, how you rebound from it and how you do, because nobody's perfect. But it was whack. It was very
right,
whack for him
right.
to say that. So
What about
it is
Whoopi
what it
Goldberg?
is.
Whoopi Goldberg, comment she
You
said.
know,
I have mixed
you
feelings
know,
about this.
I agree with her to an extent,
I think you and I agree with the same thing, and you haven't said it yet.
but also you need to be more mindful of
Right,
where you at and how you say things. And
right.
even then, you're damned if you do, you don't if it's.
I get it. I get it.
But one thing I gotta say, this ties into the Monique thing.
Yeah,
When Monique was having the issue and she was on the show and she was like, "Well, if you would have called me, I would have told you how to navigate." And Monique was like, "Fuck that. I'm not,
exactly,
I'm
exactly.
not, I'm not changing up who I am to compromise my pockets." You get what I'm
Right,
saying? So
right,
it's just funny how that comes back now, and that
right.
was in, kind of. But I agree with you. I agree with her. I agree with Whoopi to an extent. It's just you're
Yeah,
on a network and you can't be saying certain things. Period. You know.
right, right. I think I would have answered the same way she did, believe it or not. Um, and
Me too.
and I'll just say you don't
And got
have to
suspended.
you don't have to say anything, but I could. I never knew that being Jewish was a race. Race was always white, black, things that you can see, physically
Mhm.
see. I didn't know that a religion
Right.
could be a race, but I guess it is. And many people, I've asked a lot of people the same question, and they all did not know. So
Well, hold on. My great grandmother was Jewish.
Yeah.
Um, I have it in my bloodline on my tree. Um, I've had
Right.
Jewish landlords in the
Right.
past. You know what I'm saying? Living upstate, they own a lot of property,
Yeah.
upstate New
Time.
York.
Time.
So
We're collecting the rent now, sir. Joe. Rent to do.
I don't have nothing bad to say about Jewish
Right.
anything
Nah.
because,
We're all about love. We're all about love, obviously.
yeah, we wasn't raised like that. I wasn't, I come from a
Exactly.
background. I come from a background where I was going to sleepaway camps and it was all different types of races and ethnicities as counselors. And I was exposed to a different lot of races and ethnicities as a kid. So I didn't come up in that era or that cloth of,
Right.
hating a race.
Yeah, that's something you either learn after you're older or it's
Right.
been taught to you, where
Talk.
maybe your parents are a certain way and they say,
Hmm.
hey, don't follow those people or XYZ, whatever it might be.
Exactly.
And I think that's what it is. But, like I said, I'm open to everything. We
Yeah.
shouldn't be, we should be all laughing. And that's why I love comedians so much because they make us laugh.
Yeah.
But I do feel that comedians should have a voice of freedom to
Hmm.
say something, but don't attach it to that person. So if you say something that might be offensive to somebody, you should be able to say that because you are exposing it, and then I can take it and say, was that offensive or was that not offensive? But if I'm watching
Right.
a comedian, I should take it as either as a joke or take it as something that you're just opening it up for
Right.
conversation, for thought. You
I
see
mean, we're
what I
just a
mean?
mirror. We're just a mirror at the end of the day.
Right, right.
All
So,
we're doing is putting a big mirror up in front of the audience throughout the show.
yeah,
We're just giving you the truth. So
right, right. Hey, what do you like to eat? What's your favorite food?
seafood. I was just looking up. They don't have seafood buffets now. Again, I know it's quarantine. No, that's not quarantine. It's the COVID, and we're in a pandemic. But Atlantic City, outside of City Island in the Bronx, and my New Yorkers know City Island is where you need to go. Um, and but seafood is my shit. Some
Yeah.
crab legs, Dungeness
Mm-mm-mm.
crabs. I'm gonna be honest. I can sit for hours and probably eat seafood and not even care.
Next time you're down, I'm gonna take you out to eat some seafood, some good
I
stuff.
need to go where we can just like we almost need to film a conversation because that's how long I can sit there and talk and eat and
Yeah.
break crabs and
Right.
talk shit and really because I need to
Right.
be I haven't had that type of indulgence, you know what I'm saying, in my entire life where I can just eat
Right.
endless. Besides when you go to the Chinese buffet, you overtake a lot of crab legs, but that's not a
I'm
buffet.
not
I'm talking
taking
about
you to the I'm not taking you to the Chinese buffet.
let's
Not
let's
doing
go to a
that. I'm not
seafood
doing.
buffet.
Yeah.
Seafood buffet and we lit.
All right. All
Seafood
right.
is my shit though.
Yeah. I like it too. I like it too.
Mhm.
Is there any other things you want to say before we wrap it up and find out about all the good places that you're working and all your merch and all that? I'll ask you that at the end. But is there anything else that you have in your mind?
Um, I gotta get back to Miami. We
Yeah.
gotta figure out a way. And my slogan is always this: if they're not booking you, you book yourself. And those in the business know what I mean. You find a way. The Villain Theater is a dope space, and if not, I need to have something on my calendar before September of this year.
Right.
Before September, booked headlining a show, reuniting with the stars down there, our people. Shout out to Danny Benavente, Julie, the whole squad, Cisco, down there, man. I need to get back. So that's the only thing I wanted to say before we get into the press and the promo and all that good,
Give
all
me
that
give
jazz.
me a week. Give me a week before you're coming down, so I can clear my schedule. I'm gonna go follow you
Okay.
around, or I'm gonna film you
Yeah,
from
because
the
to eat
beginning.
seafood, to eat, and we need a boat.
We need a boat.
We need a boat.
Ricky has a boat.
We need a boat. We need a boat. I know. We need a boat. I know we were supposed to, but it rained. It rained the first time.
Yeah.
It rained that first trip when I came and did the Live Like Bella. And then when
Yes.
I came back again, we were doing the bare knuckle and we didn't have time. But I need to be on the boat.
All
this
right.
third, fourth time around.
All
So
right.
we need a
Even if
boat.
it's
It was
raining, we'll
random as
still
fuck.
go out. Even if it's raining, we'll still go out. It's
I
no
don't
big
even.
deal.
We will bring a. I'll bring a
Yeah.
poncho and an umbrella. I don't even.
Poncho and an
And be
umbrella.
sitting there with the goggles on like this. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, we on a boat.
What's going on with Joe?
Joe's on a boat.
Joe's on a boat. All right, man. So tell me about your book, your album, and later on, tell me about your upcoming events, and tell me about it. Tell me about your book,
I'm putting
album.
together a memoir, of some sort. Let's just say that of thoughts, experiences, and trials and tribulations of hustling, grinding as a comedian, entrepreneur, uh, in the game.
Okay.
And there's going to be some content also coming out, some visual content coming out. I am working on the next. That's right. I'm working on my fifth comedy album, right?
Uh-oh.
And this is my fifth one since 2020. And I know you probably like, damn, that's you barely 2 years in. Fifth comedy EP. Let's just say that fifth project since 2020. And this one is going to be interesting. That's all I'm going to say. It's going in line with my special I'm shooting in Oakland on July 2nd out here, live from Oakland by the water. Sexy setup. We're shooting it with the 6K cameras, and I'm also piecing together a movie documentary piece to go with that. So when we, shop
Nice.
it up and do it all night. So you kind of get to know more about me because a lot of people just know me in comedy, but a lot of people don't know that I was in education for 15 years, dean of a high school, and done a lot of community work. So it's tapping into who is Joe
Joe
Hill
Hill.
and getting ready for this official special because those that know I shot a special in New York this past July. It did well. We were in the Triad Theater. It was sold out. We did two shows and I put out an album, this past September. It was just the audio of that. Um, and yeah, man, I'm working on the fifth project. I'm getting older. I'm wiser. You know what I'm saying? I've had
Right.
a lot of wins, had a lot of losses, but I think that's supposed to happen. You know what I'm saying? Like your career is not supposed to be easy. It's not supposed to be glitz and glamour. It's supposed to be a lot of shit that people don't see.
Right.
People don't know that when I got in tonight, I put the baby down, was rocking him for 15 minutes, just got in the house. I got ready for the podcast. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot that people don't see. And yeah, man, I got a lot of content coming, but I'm getting in my groove, George.
Well,
Getting in my groove.
I'm glad you're doing that because I was going to offer you to do like a master class
Yeah,
for upcoming comedians,
yeah.
and basically like do a short one. Just follow you that day. What goes on in the life of a comedian?
Let's do
Because
that.
there's a
Yeah.
lot of things. It's not easy. It's not just going,
Hmm.
getting a call, go to the improv, doing two shows, get on a plane, head back home. It's not that simple. It's way more
It's a
complicated than that.
it's way more complicated. You have to be obsessed with this part of the hustle.
Right.
Not enjoy it. You have to be obsessed to be able to sustain um, your scheduling, to
Yeah.
be ahead of your own scheduling. You got to get flights. Some certain cases, you got to negotiate. You got to get this. You got to make sure. It is like another job
It
in
is.
itself. That's a whole paid salary job. But to do
Right.
it yourself,
Right.
I'm learning that it's going to pay off because my conversation, when it does pay off, is going to be different than the average comic. I know how to run. I know the business in and out because I've been doing it myself.
Right.
But the relationships have been everything. And I think that's one of the things that I've been fortunate enough. Just like the grace, like Bruce said, it's the relationships. Keep their relationships, be reliable, and be funny. That's it.
Great. So tell us about your upcoming events and then give us all the details, social media, where to get a hold of you and all that good stuff so we can we want to see your
Listen,
content.
I've been on a tear in the last month. I've been at the Laugh Factory, Chocolate Sundays. I just did the Hollywood Improv. I headlined it this past Thursday night last week. And Tommy T's is next week, February 24th. I'm gonna be headlining that. Jay Rich and friends. Shout out to Jay Rich. We got my guy Shannon Battle. Tommy T's is one of the spots now that
Hmm.
when you come out here, if you go to their calendar, you see everybody. D.L. Hughley, DC Young Fly, Mike X, just everybody. Everybody's there. Lunel comes through. So this is big for me. and it's big for the West Coast and the people that have been seeing me build up at other clubs and other spots. But Tommy T's is the premier club that folks go to. So I'll be there February 24th. And then 2 nights later, I'm in New York. So I'm coming from West Coast to East Coast. I'm headlining Broadway Comedy Club in Midtown Manhattan, 53rd and Broadway. February 26th, 10 p.m. show. I'm headlining. So if you look at what I'm doing, I'm giving y'all a treat. I'm headlining the West Coast. 1 night, 2 nights later, I'll be on the East Coast in my hometown. So go to my link, go to my page at This Is Joe Hill on all social media, Twitter,
Yeah.
TikTok. I'm on TikTok. I'm on Instagram. I'm on Facebook here. You got me. If you're in New York or if you're in the West Coast, get tickets. We ending off the month strong. Tommy T's the 24th, Broadway the 26th. Follow me on everything. I mean, why not?
Wow.
I know I'm funny. You should know that too, but you got to follow me. You got to follow me. You got to follow me to see.
I agree.
Appreciate you, George.
Hey, man, lots of love, brother. Lots of love. Thank you for being on the show.
Yes, sir.
And I wish you only the best, man. And I tell you, as soon as you're down here, give me a week because I want to hang out. I want to hang out this time and show you around and go on the boat and all whatever it is that we need to do. Let's get it done, you know?
Sounds good.
All right, so guys, it was a pleasure to be with Joe Hill. Make sure you guys check him out. This is joehill.com, and I am Joe Hill on Instagram, on Facebook. You can find him anywhere.
This is. Even though I am.
You are. I was saying I am Joe Hill, but
yeah.
You are Joe Hill.
You are.
All right. So since we are in the technical area here, you got to hit, I'm going to hit finish on my side here and then wait a couple of seconds, hit in broadcast on your page there. So that's just the technical stuff that you guys don't need to hear. But let me finish here first. Give it a couple of seconds and then you'll see the stream end. All right.